Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the William J. Comboy Legislative Chambers. My name is Andrew Joyce, and I serve as chair of the Albany County Legislature. The rules of the Albany County Legislature allow for a period of public comment before our monthly meetings. Our rules prohibit members of the public from questioning legislators and prohibit us from questioning you. This is your time to speak and our time to listen. On that later note, I'd like to ask all members to please provide your attention to the speakers and limit any sidebar discussions. Also to silence your mobile devices where possible. Thank you. But before we get to our speakers tonight, we do have an exciting announcement. The Albany County Legislature, in conjunction with the League of Women Voters, launched the I Voted sticker contest design for all county youth in grades K through 12 in May of this year. This is the first time we launched a contest of this magnitude, giving our youngest citizens the opportunity to make a mark in the electoral process and show their artistic skills by redesigning the I Voted sticker for Albany County. We engaged our local school district and community-based organizations from which we received many submissions. Myself, Albany County Legislator Vicki Plotsky, and Laura Brignall from the League of Women Voters of Albany County reviewed each submission carefully. After much deliberation, we chose to select a few designs that truly embody the spirit of civic participation and creativity. The competition was tough, with so many outstanding entries, but today we have the pleasure of unveiling that design that will be featured on the official sticker in this coming election. The winner is Maxim Gonzalez. Max and his family, please join us. Down the sheet, we'll all kind of step away and we'll look, and we'll regard this wonderful creation here. So, Max, are you ready? All you need to do is just pull down that sheet. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Kids all went to South.
Me, my.
One, two, three, right here. Yes, we like that. Come on, Lee, get in there.
Make sure you can see it too. Is that still up? Is the sticker still up on the screen? No? I just thought it was a very hopeful, uniting image for the world, given what's going on. That's fine. We all see it. We'll be seeing it on everybody's chest on Election Day. And we want to extend our thanks to all the talented young individuals throughout our county who submitted their designs and made this contest a success. Even if your design wasn't selected, it will be used in promotion of voting efforts across Albany County. But back to our speaking portion. In accordance with our rules of order, speakers will be allowed 3 minutes each. Again, I ask everyone to silence their cell phones. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Beston. Here. Burdorf.
Here.
Chapman. Clay. Here. Clary.
Here.
Collins. Camiso. Here. Cunningham. Here. Demolowitz. Here. Drake. Efakoro. Here. Ethier.
Here.
Feeney.
Here.
Fine.
Here.
Graham.
Here.
Andrew Joyce.
Here.
Ray Joyce. Here. Kuhn. Here. Lakakis.
Yes.
Lockhart. Here. Murriello.
Here.
Mayo.
Here.
McLaughlin.
Here.
McLean Lane.
Here.
Miller.
Present.
O'Brien. Hurley.
Here.
Peter.
Here.
Plosky. Reedy. Reinhardt. Ricard. Rosano. Simpson. Smith. Tunney. Ward. Whalen. Willingham. 36 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Please read the name of the first speaker.
Simona Fish.
I'm usually up here for professional reasons, but tonight I'm here for a deeply personal reason. Last night, I attended a rally for Israel at Beth Emma Synagogue here in Albany. Some of you were there, and I thank you for that. Thank you. Professor Stephen Burke of Union College addressed our feelings of helplessness by telling us to be a voice for Israel. So here I am being a voice for Israel. I'm a proud New York Jew. I have enjoyed 42 years of relative comfort in this state as a Jew. We've had our bomb scares and our threats, but never have I been so afraid as today. I'm raising Jewish children who have visited Israel many times with me. My brother, his wife, his 5 beautiful children, my husband's sister, her Israeli husband, and their 4 beautiful children all live in Israel. Over the weekend, we held our breath until we heard from them. Thank God they are safe, but they have spent some time in the bomb shelter. But then I turn on the news and I see pro-Palestinian rallies shouting death to Jews here in New York, and in particular, a rally in Times Square that called the dead rave-goers a bunch of hipsters at a concert, and they had it coming. How do I explain this to my Jewish kids, that people in their own state place no value on their life solely because they are a Jew? It is a big burden to carry around, the millennia of persecution. The generational trauma of pogroms and the Holocaust are just too much for a child. How do I explain to them that the barbaric terrorists, because they are indeed terrorists, who murdered 900 Jews have a charter that says the day of judgment will not come about until Muslims fight Jews and kill them? Their entire existence is motivated by my death. Hamas butchered and burned babies in their beds, and I still have to get up and ask for support. I have to beg people to listen and place a value on Jewish life. Last year, I hosted an Israeli student in my home for a year. She spent her time here educating about her country. Her twin sister is an Israeli soldier, and her base in Gaza was attacked. Her friends were killed and kidnapped. I spoke to her earlier today, and she had to choose between 2 funerals to go to this afternoon. She's 19 years old. This is trauma that will affect her for the rest of her life. I know it's hard to look at the news, but you must. You must memorize the faces of these people so you don't forget what happened. I want to thank Albany County for keeping us safe. I want to thank the police officer, Justin Wallace, who greeted me and my children this morning at school drop-off. But in 3 weeks or 3 months, when the news has moved below the headline, please remember me, my Jewish family, my Jewish friends of Albany who feel vulnerable every day. Because as sure as the sun rises, the anti-Semitism will wash up here in our city. So please check on us because we are not okay. Thank you.
Ian Sherman.
Sort of tall, but hopefully this will pick me up. Okay. So I would like to tell you a story that's not going to end the way you're expecting it to. My grandmother was born in Germany in 1939. Her birth certificate has a big eagle with a swastika stamped on it for the rest of her life. But on the day she was born, the whole Hitler situation didn't really look like it was going anywhere. Things were bad, and there had been Kristallnacht and whatnot. He had said a lot of rhetoric, but it wasn't really going anywhere, or so it seemed. My grandmother's still alive. She didn't die. She didn't go to a concentration camp. She didn't even have to hide. She lived the whole war in her house with her real name and her family because her town had her back. Her grandfather had been the postmaster and couldn't have a Jewish postmaster, so they fired him. But that was it. That was the end of the persecution. They were quiet, they kept to themselves, they didn't make trouble, but they lived under their real names, and they didn't get murdered because their townspeople and their town government had their back. Today, it feels ridiculous to say that the Jews of Albany are under serious threat, but I promise you, we are. There was a Jewish man who was beaten up in San Francisco today. It's happened in London. It's happening in Paris. It's here. Not 6 months ago, my son, who was at the time 8 years old, was smacked in the face by a group of kids on a bicycle who screamed "Free Palestine." I promise you, it's here. I ask you to have our back, and trust me that we really need it. Thank you.
Elizabeth Lieberman.
Try to fix this after him because I'm a little shorter. So, I'm a native of upstate New York. I was born in Rochester, and now I'm proudly calling Albany, New York my home. But my family is a family of humanitarian workers, and we've lived on 3 continents. We've lived in here, we've lived in Africa, and we also lived in Israel. The US is always my home. I always think of myself as an American, but Israel's my second home. We lived in Israel for 9 years. I had one of my kids in Jerusalem, but she couldn't have Israel put on her birth certificate because Jerusalem isn't considered part of Israel. We lived in a state of paradoxes, war and tranquility, peace and terror, all at the same time. In the one hand, we were running a center which gave kids who didn't have enough to eat food in the afternoon, but I also had to send my kids to classes to teach them to hide behind barriers at bus stops so they wouldn't be run over, because kids were getting run over all the time by Palestinians in cars. In one hand, it was the safest place. There was almost no crime. My kids could go to something at 8 years old and walk down the street at night with no fear of any sort of a crime. I never had any street crime happen to me anywhere in Israel when I lived there. And people take care of each other. In fact, one time my husband heard a bomb siren. He was running, and he thought he was running into our house. He actually ran into a stranger's house, and they hid him in their bomb shelter, because that's just what people do to each other. People really can't understand it if you've lived your whole life here in our country of relative safety. But I want to say that now, when I walk to the synagogue for the first time, I have fear. For the past few years, it's been building up. I hear of things, my kids get things yelled at them when they walk down the street. We have to be careful when they're going to school. My kids are older, they walk to school, and I'm nervous about it. And I know that, and I also worry about my friends. I have a lot of family and a lot of very good friends in Israel, and I worry about them all the time. I know that America is on our side. I know that America has our back in general. And I hope that regular people are on our side. I hope that when you go out there, you stand with Israel, whether you not always agree with the government. I don't always agree with everything in America's government, but I stand with America. And I hope that you stand with the Jews in Israel, because it's a terrible situation. I hope you stand with your Jewish neighbors and realize that we are going through a terrible time right now, and that we need your help and protection. We're a tiny fraction of a minority. We're a percentage of a percentage. And we appreciate everything that you can do as a government and as a person to help to keep us safe. Thank you.
Neshama Lieberman.
Good evening. My name is Nechama Lieberman. I'm 17 years old, and I currently live in Albany, New York. Although right now I live in Albany, New York, I've actually spent 10 years of my life living in the land of Israel. Right now, it's so hard for me to see how my country is going down, how so many missiles are being sent through the air, how so many civilians are being killed. Kids, old people, babies are being kidnapped. Why? Just because they're Jewish. Just because these people are Jewish, they're being murdered. And this isn't the only time I'm seeing anti-Semitism in Israel. I lived there for 10 years. My earliest memory of a missile was when I was 7 years old, and I was on a stage in a ballet dress, dancing my solo at my ballet recital. Then suddenly, out of the blue, I heard a loud noise, and that was a missile siren. In the middle of me doing my solo on stage, suddenly everyone had to come and gather in a bomb shelter, crying. Everyone was so scared. It was the first time we've heard a missile siren for years. Since then, I've gotten used to hearing missile sirens. There were times that I was at the pool with my friends with no bomb shelter in sight, that we had to go out of the pool and hide somewhere, watching missiles explode in the air. There were times that I couldn't even handle when people would make very loud noises, because I would think that it was a missile siren. Even once I moved out of Israel, once I moved to America and also South Africa, whenever I would hear a police siren or a fire truck siren, I always thought it was a missile siren, and I would always get scared. Here in Albany, hearing about all my friends and family that live in Israel, I'm scared for them. I'm scared for me too, and I don't want my country, my homeland, to go in destruction. And I hope that everyone here in America supports the back of the Jews and Israel, and will not let the Arabs and the Palestinians destroy us.
Jory Sussman.
This is the first time I have ever spoken in a public way like this. I stand here as a proud Jewish American with dual citizenship with Israel. My 18-year-old stepson is currently on a gap year program in Jerusalem and has decided to stay and volunteer, despite the fact that all of the male leaders of his program have been called to the front right now, and the program itself, it's unclear what will be. We are proud of his courage and pray for his safety and the safety of all Israeli citizens, Jewish, Arab, Christian, Bedouin, and Druze, and anyone else that I haven't mentioned. I'm reminded of living during the Second Intifada from 2000 to 2002, the Second Uprising. Not only did I personally witness and survive 2 suicide bombings and a shooting, but I also lost 3 friends and colleagues, American Jewish students studying abroad in Israel. May their memories be a blessing. Here we are again, and I can't believe it, and I can, and it's already way, way worse. It is being called Israel's 9/11, and it has already hit home here in Albany. My old colleague from the Hebrew Academy of the Capital District, her brother has been kidnapped and is being held hostage somewhere in Gaza. Please God, he's alive. The woman standing behind me at the Jewish Federation event where Governor Kathy Hochul spoke is the daughter of an Albany resident and lost multiple friends at the dance party where at least 250 Israelis were slaughtered and some of her friends were taken hostage. Unfortunately, the situation is only going to get worse before it gets better. We are already witnessing the rise, again, of anti-Semitism here in America, and lies, false equivalencies, and propaganda being shared wildly on social media and other forms of media. There will be horrific losses of innocent Gazans as well, which is exactly what the evil terrorist organization, not a militant freedom-fighting organization, Hamas, want. The forces of evil have been unleashed, and there is little moral clarity. Today, in Israel, found 40 babies, some beheaded, and I shudder to be so graphic, I apologize, on an Israeli kibbutz. We are already hearing people say, well, what do you expect? The Palestinians have been living under occupation and we shouldn't judge their chosen form of resistance, and on and on. This is the time for absolute, unequivocal moral clarity. Hamas is a terrorist organization with the express purpose of wiping the Jewish people out of the land of Israel and the world. In their own charter, and they don't hide it, it says, until the enemy is vanquished and Allah's victory is realized, it strives to raise the banner of Allah over every inch of Palestine. There is no solution for the Palestine question except through jihad. Initiatives, proposals, and international conferences are all a waste of time.
That's time.
Okay. If you are cruel, kind to the cruel, you will end up being cruel to the kind.
Chani Saman.
Hi, my name is Connie Simon, but I answer to a lot of names. And no, I'm used to it. So I don't need to continue elaborating on everything the Jewish community and the Jewish individuals have been going through for the past couple of days, which feels like a lifetime already. Simi and everyone else did a really good job helping us visualize the terror that is going through everybody's hearts in Israel and across the world. But what I do want to focus on is the fact that here in this room, we have the power to do good and fight irrational hate with irrational love. Right now, what we're seeing by the terrorists is irrational hate. It doesn't make a difference, young, old, Jewish, not Jewish, they're taking everyone doing evil things. You cannot fight that with hate. You have to fight that with love. And each good deed, each action that we do helps make this world a better place. And all of you here are in an immense position where you are leaders in the community and people look to you for guidance. And I think if we use the opportunity to spread the message of helping our neighbors, helping others, doing good, being kind to others, doing one good deed, and spreading that, it all starts from one person, one action, and it grows and grows and grows. And everybody has that ability. And so I'm asking you to please show everyone in Albany, and it will ripple outwards, how we as individuals, as a community, can lead the charge to do good here and lead by example. So today, I brought a charity box that we use in our home, and it's actually a charity box from the land of Israel, and it supports their oldest charity that was, it began in 1788 to feed and clothe anyone in need, regardless of race or religion. They are there for everybody. So I encourage everybody to, I brought coins as well, I didn't come empty-handed, to add a coin into this charity box, and that one act should lead to another and another and another, and encourage everyone to do acts of goodness and kindness and spread more light in this world.
Esther Lieberman.
We pass that around, Mr. Chairman? Yes. Starting with maybe Glenn, move it around. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Esther Lieberman. I'm 14 years old, and I'm a Jewish,
Mr.
proud
Bergdorf?
American
Mr. Bergdorf.
citizen.
Thank you. Sorry, you may proceed.
I'm 14 years old, and I'm a Jewish, proud American citizen. Although I am an American citizen, I was born in Israel, Jerusalem, Israel, and I lived there for the first 8 years of my life. Parts of the time I spent in Israel were during a war between Israel and Hamas, though the war was not as bad as this. I have many happy memories of Israel, and my happiest times were spent there. But I won't forget the fear I felt when I heard the sirens go off, the panic I felt whenever I had to run to the bomb shelter, wondering if everything would be okay. One of the earliest memories I have of a missile is when I was around 4 or 5 years old. One night, I was in my room that I shared with my sister when I suddenly heard a siren go off. I got really scared, but I did not want to run to the bomb shelter without my sister. So I stayed there and tried my best to wake her up. But no matter what I did, she would not wake up. Eventually, my father came up and carried her to the bomb shelter. I knew that my father would eventually come up for my sister, but I didn't want to leave her until I was sure that she was okay. In Israel, right now, people are fighting for the right to be a nation. Everyone is doing whatever they can and contributing in every way they can. Me and many other people in many countries around Israel, me and many other people want to help Israel, but we can't. We feel helpless. We can't really get into Israel. So I know that many of you are American citizens and might not know how it feels to be scared like this. But I want you all to go home tonight and just think about what I said. Think about how you would feel if your enemies were attacking your people, your nation, your homelands. I want you to think about what everyone in Israel must be feeling, all the fear they must be feeling, and how everyone outside Israel must be feeling, how helpless we are, and how we really want to help Israel. I want you to think about how people in countries that the people in countries that Israel respects are siding with Hamas, siding with the people who are killing the Israeli citizens. How people are just doing that. I want you to all go home and think about that, and think about how you would feel if it was you.
Deanie Gordon. Patricia Sibilia.
Good evening. As most of you know, I'm Patricia Sibilia with the League of Women Voters of Albany County. I had the pleasure of doing tabling at What the Constitution Means to Me at Capitol Rep Theater over multiple nights, matinees, over the last couple weeks. One of the critical things that I ended up saying to people was the importance of local elections and their participation in them. There were so many people who were thankful that I pointed out vote411.org, where they could get information about their local candidates as well as any ballot measures. Simply putting their address in, they can see, and not only the election information of where to go to vote, because things have changed with redistricting and we want to make sure everyone knows where, but also what the candidates say in their own words. They were very impressed with this. So we recently went out with invitations, and we had and I apologize because we had some technical glitches, but if you have not received your invitation yet to participate if you're running for office, we ask that you take the time to do that. I will strongly suggest, and please pass this on to others, that you prepare your answers in a separate document and then cut and paste, because the software is not very forgiving in saving frequently. We do have some people some candidates we're still chasing emails on. I want to clean that list up before I send it out, but if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to send it out to you and ask you if you know of the email that a candidate is using to participate, that you get back to us and allow them to really be represented in Vote 411. I also wanted to note we have 2 candidate forums. The first one is the Colony Town Board, where 6 members will be participating on October 17th at Shaker High School. And the second is the Bethlehem Town Board, where 3 of the 4 candidates are participating on October 24th in the Town Hall. It will also, at the Bethlehem one, allow for the highway superintendents to just make a statement. Each one can make a statement. If you have any questions at all, or know how the League can help support getting out the vote, we try as hard as we can, or getting people educated, then just please reach out. Really do appreciate everyone who stands up and tries to represent the public by being a candidate and coming forward. Thank you.
There are no more speakers.
Is there anyone else in chambers who wishes to speak? Hearing none, the public forum is now closed. Before we get started tonight, I'd like to ask you all to join me in a moment of silence for 2 purposes. One, in very strong, clear, vocal, unequivocal condemnation of the acts of terrorism carried out on the people of Israel by the terrorist group Hamas. Not military targets, not strategic targets, but men, women, children, and babies carried out on the people of Israel by Hamas this last week. In strong condemnation of those acts of terrorism, and also in condemnation of anybody that gathers in a public square in this country and applauds those acts of violence and stands by the innocent and indiscriminate butchering of men, women, and children, innocent civilians. Also, join me in a moment of silence and quiet recognition and hope for peace in this world, and for 14 American citizens who were killed among the hundreds killed in those attacks last week, and an unknown number of individuals who are still missing and being held hostage. Thank you. Mr. Moriello.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognizing me. First of all, I'd like to thank the speakers that came this evening. Listening to you, I learned a lot, and my heart really bleeds for the people that are in Israel and what they're going through during this time. But I also wanted to make everyone aware that our Albany County Elections Commissioner, Rachel Letty, is currently over in Israel. She's over on family business, and I've been communicating with her by text,
reminder that this conflict is not half a world away. It's right here. It's in our hearts, it's in our spirit, and the Jewish folks need our solidarity and support now. Mr. Fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank everyone for coming today and speaking. I think it's really important that you spread the word about what's going on in Israel. You know, everyone I'm sure is reading the news, but it's important that people hear the personal touch and hear what Jews in Israel and throughout the world are going through. So, I'm one of the 2 Jewish members of the Albany County Legislature. Israel's very important for me. I have a lot of family in Israel. My brother was just called up into the military, into the reserves, and you know, Israel is important to all Jews, the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people, and it's important. Thank you. I know it takes a lot of courage to come in and speak, so thank you. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the moment of silence. It's important.
Okay. On a much brighter note, on an eye towards hope, is coming up on 1 more year around the sun with Albany County Legislator Bill Ricard, celebrating a birthday soon. So we'd like for you to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. I'd like to make note of additional sponsors here with the clerk. First item under previous business, please. The roll? Before we do that, let's call the roll.
Beston. Bergdorf. Chapman. Clay. Clary. Collins. Camiso. Cunningham. Demolowitz. Drake. Efacoro. Ethier. Feeney. Fine. Grimm. Andrew Joyce. Ray Joyce. Kuhn. Lakakis. Lockhart. Murriello. Mayo. McLaughlin. McLean Lane. Miller. O'Brien. Purley. Peter. Plosky. Reedy. Reinhardt. Ricard. Rosano. Simpson. Smith. Tunney. Ward. Whalen. Willingham. 36 present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now we can get to the first item under previous business.
Authorizing a one-time retention stipend for non-union employees of Albany County and amending the 2023 Albany County budget.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Mr. Moriello.
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to just make a quick comment. While I'm voting for this evening, this is titled a retention bonus, and so obviously it's designed to retain our employees. And I'm a private sector individual, so my way of thinking is different. I've been in government for a long time. I've been on the County Town Board now in the Albany County Legislature, but still, the private sector part of me still comes out, and I kind of wish the county executive's office had structured this differently. As a retention bonus, maybe they should have possibly given half now and half 6 months from now as a way to retain employees. Also, being in the private sector, I've always been rewarded for my efforts. And here we're giving a bonus to everyone, those people that push forth very strong work ethic, and they work hard during the day as well as those that don't work quite as hard. But I do feel it's important that we do support our non-union employees, so I'll be voting for this. I just thought, just wanted to be on record that I wish it had been structured a little bit differently.
Ms. McLean Lane.
Oh, thank you very much. I was actually no, but it went very good.
Okay. We'll do that one more time. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed. Whalen is opposed also.
Any other opposition? Okay, hearing none, 375 passes with 2 in the opposition. 386, please.
Requiring reporting of monies and proceeds of asset forfeiture funds maintained by the county.
Please refer 386 to the Law Committee. 387, please.
Setting forth reporting dates for financial updates to the legislature.
Please refer 387 to the Law Committee as well. First item under current business.
Authorizing the Albany County Planning Board to add non-referral items for the town of Colony.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 389 passes unanimous. 390.
Authorizing an agreement with International Dioxide regarding the supply of hydrogen sulfide odor control oxidant to the water purification district.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 390 passes unanimous. 391, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Polydyne regarding the supply of liquid managed polymer to the water purification district.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 391 passes unanimous. 392, please.
Amending Resolution Number 60 for 2022 regarding the acceptance of an engineering planning grant from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 392 passes unanimous. 393, please.
Authorizing a New York State standardized agreement with Central Hudson Gas and Electric for interconnection of utility systems.
Mr. Joyce? Got it. All those in favor of 393? Aye. Opposed? 393 passes, one abstention. 394, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the town of Knox for the purpose of roadway repair along State Street in the town of Knox.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 394 passes unanimous. 395, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee regarding the Highway Safety Program.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 395 passes unanimous. 396, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Traffic Markings regarding the purchase of a used stripping truck and amending the 2023 Department of Public Works budget.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 396 passes unanimous. 397, please.
Authorizing a road use and crossing agreement with Champlain Hudson Power Express for construction of a buried high-voltage direct current line.
All those, Mr. Joyce? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 397 passes unanimous, one abstention. 398, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Altamont Program regarding employment services for temporary assistance for needy families and safety net recipients.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 398 passes unanimous. 399, please.
Amending Resolution Number 433 for 2022 regarding agreements with foster care providers.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 399 passes unanimous. 400, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Berkshire Farm Center and Services for Youth regarding the Home Run Program.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 400 passes unanimous. 401, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Cayuga Centers regarding the multisystemic therapy program.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 401 passes unanimous. 402, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Community Maternity Services regarding the provision of clinical prevention services with community and recreational supports.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 402 passes unanimous. 403, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Cayuga Centers regarding the provision of the Functional Family Therapy Program.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 403 passes unanimous. Bear with me one moment, folks. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. 404, please.
Authorizing an agreement with St. Catherine's Center for Children regarding the Rural Albany County Connections Program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 404 passes unanimous. 405, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Community Maternity Services regarding foster care specialty prevention services.
All those in favor? Opposed? 405 passes unanimous. 406, please.
Authorizing an agreement with St. Anne Institute regarding a juvenile sex offender program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 406 passes unanimous. 407, please.
Authorizing an agreement with St. Catherine's Center for Children regarding the parent care program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 407 passes unanimous. 408, please.
Authorizing an agreement with St. Anne Institute regarding the sex abuse prevention program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 408 passes unanimous. 409, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Parsons Child and Family Center regarding the provision of clinical prevention services with community and recreational supports.
All those in favor? Opposed? 409 passes unanimous. 410, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Berkshire Farm Center and Services for Youth regarding the Focus on the Future program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 410 passes unanimous. 411, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Trinity Alliance of the Capital Region regarding the provision of clinical prevention services with community and recreational supports.
All those in favor? Opposed? 411 passes unanimous. 412, please.
Authorizing an agreement with LaSalle School regarding the LaSalle Juvenile Reporting and Family Center.
All those in favor? Opposed? 412 passes unanimous. 413, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Cornell Cooperative Extension regarding the provision of juvenile justice prevention services.
All those in favor? Opposed? 413 passes unanimous. 414.
Authorizing an agreement with Cayuga Centers regarding the provision of clinical prevention services with community and recreational supports.
All those in favor? Opposed? 414 passes unanimous. 415, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the Research Foundation for the University at Albany School of Social Welfare for the provision of management and leadership training.
All those in favor? Opposed? 415 passes unanimous. 416, please.
Authorizing public safety improvements at the Shaker Heritage Site.
All those in favor? Opposed? 416 passes unanimous. 417, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the National Endowment for the Humanities regarding energy efficiency improvements at the Shaker Heritage Site.
All those in favor? Opposed? 417 passes unanimous. 418, please.
Authorizing a license agreement with the Mohawk Hudson Land Conservancy regarding the renovation of the Bender Mellon Preserve Bridge.
All those in favor? Opposed? 418 passes unanimous. 419, please.
Authorizing agreements with the New York State Office for the Aging and the Albany County Department of Social Services regarding the New York Connects Expansion and Enhancement Program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 419 passes unanimous. 420, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Celtic Consulting regarding minimum data set consulting services for the Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
All those in favor? Opposed? 420 passes unanimous. 421, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Grasshopper Gardens regarding landscaping services for the Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
All those in favor? Opposed? 421 passes unanimous. 422, please.
Authorizing the submission of a grant application to the New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services regarding the 3rd Regional Immigration Assistance Center grant.
All those in favor? Opposed? 422 passes unanimous. 423, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Coalition Against Sexual Assault regarding sexual assault services program funding.
All those in favor? Opposed? 423 passes unanimous. 424, please.
Amending Resolution Number 113 for 2021, regarding prevention education and amending the 2023 Crime Victim and Sexual Violence Center budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 424 passes unanimous. 425, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee regarding the Highway Safety Grant Program and amending the 2023 Department of Health budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 425 passes unanimous. 426, please.
Amending the 2023 Department of Mental Health budget, comprehensive opioid stimulant and substance abuse program funding.
All those in favor? Opposed? 426 passes unanimous. 427, please.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Division of Homeland Security regarding reimbursement for the COVID-19 pandemic and amending the 2023 Sheriff's Office budget.
To note my abstention. All those in favor? Opposed? 427 passes, one abstention. 428, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Entrado Life and Safety Solutions Corporation regarding multimedia service and 911 translation services at the Sheriff's Office.
All those in favor? Opposed? 428 passes unanimous. 429, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Satellite Tracking of People regarding Global Position System Services.
All those in favor? Opposed? 429 passes unanimous. 430, please.
Amending the 2023 Albany County Budget Bus Safety Program.
All those in favor? Opposed? 430 passes unanimous. 431, please.
Amending Resolution Number 469 for 2022 regarding the absentee ballot prepaid postage grant.
All those in favor? Opposed? 431 passes unanimous. 432, please.
Amending an agreement with the New York State Board of Elections regarding the Technology, Innovation, and Election Resources Grant Program and amending the 2023 Board of Elections budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 432 passes unanimous. 433, please.
Authorizing an agreement with NOIC regarding the purchase of electronic poll books and ballot printing equipment.
All those in favor? Opposed? 433 passes unanimous. 434, please.
Amending the 2023 Public Defender's Office budget, administrative adjustments.
All those in favor? Opposed? 434 passes unanimous. 435, please.
Authorizing the acceptance of aid to prosecution program funding from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and amending the 2023 District Attorney's Office budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 435 passes unanimous. 436, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Axon Enterprise regarding data storage and case management software.
All those in favor? Opposed? 436 passes unanimous. 437, please.
Declaring a parcel of real property located at tax map number 152 in the town of Westerlo no longer necessary for public use.
All those in favor? Opposed? 437 passes unanimous. 438, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of real property located at State Route 32 in the town of Westerlo.
All those in favor? Opposed? 438 passes unanimous. 439, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 24 Hendrick Avenue in the town of Colony.
All those in favor? Opposed? 439 passes unanimous. 440, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 147 Melrose Ave in the city of Albany.
All those in favor? Opposed? 440 passes unanimous. 441, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of real properties located at 346 2nd Street and 348 2nd Street in the city of Albany.
All those in favor? Opposed? 441 passes unanimous. 442, please.
Authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 349 Orange Street in the city of Albany.
All those in favor? Opposed? 442 passes unanimous. 443, please.
Confirming the appointment of a member to the Albany County Airport Authority.
All those in favor? Opposed? 443 passes, unanimous. 444, please.
Establishing a policy requiring the use of American Sign Language interpreters at all Albany County government press conferences held during emergency situations.
Please send 444 to the Public Safety Committee, please. 445.
Designating the Audit and Finance Committee to review the tentative annual budget for 2024.
All those in favor? Opposed? 445 passes unanimous. Good luck, Deputy Chairwoman. You have your work cut out for you. 446, please.
Public hearing on the 2023 tentative annual budget.
Please note the revised language on your desks on 446. All those in favor? Opposed? 446 passes unanimous. 447, please.
Public hearing on the proposed legislative additions and/or deletions to the 2024 tentative annual budget.
All those in favor? Opposed? 447 passes unanimous. 448, please.
Amending the 2023 Albany County budget to provide funding for the Department of Parks and Recreation with funding to enhance parks and facilities throughout Albany County.
Please refer 448 to the Audit and Finance Committee, please. 449.
Amending the 2023 Albany County budget to provide the Veterans Service Bureau with funding to enhance non-for-profit veteran services providers.
Please refer 449 to the Audit and Finance Committee as well. 450, please.
Appointment of a member to the Albany County Capital Resource Corporation.
All those in favor? Opposed? 450 passes unanimous. 451, please.
Appointment of a member to the Albany County Industrial Development Agency.
All those in favor? Opposed? 451 passes unanimous. We've now reached the consent agenda. Are there any requests to take an item off the consent agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor of the consent agenda? Mr. Purley.
Did you note my abstention, Mr. Chairman?
Got it. Mr. Purley has been hard at work on our ARPA subcommittee, one of our most hardworking members, but recently discovered he was on the board of one of the organizations getting ARPA money, so he's very ethically recused himself from this vote, but I would imagine you're in big support of many of these ARPA initiatives.
Very much so.
Thank you, Mr. Purley. Mr. Fine.
I also need to abstain. due to
Got
the
it.
same reason.
Any opposed? Okay, the consent agenda passes with 2 abstentions. Okay, on to Rule 11. Last month, Local Law F for 2023 moved out of the Law Committee. However, we are going to entertain a Rule 11 motion to provide for a new public hearing at the sponsor's request. Before that, under Rule 23 of our Rules of Order, I am referring Local Law F for 2023 back to the Law Committee. Now I will call on Legislator McLean Lane for a motion under Rule 11. Get the motion? Motion is to introduce a new public hearing on Local Law F for 2023. All those in favor of invoking Rule 11? Mr. Peters seconds Ms. McLean Lane's motion. Motion to introduce the new public hearing for Local Law F for 2023. All those in favor of invoking Rule 11? Opposed? Madam Clerk, the motion to introduce Rule 11 passes unanimous. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 487.
Public hearing on proposed local law number F for 2023, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending Chapter 106 of the Albany County Code, setting forth requirements for location of substance abuse treatment facilities within Albany County.
Okay, please refer 487 to the Law Committee and the Health Committee. Keep up the good work. The motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Ricard, seconded by Mr. Kuhn. All those in favor? Good night, everyone. Thank you.